Omar lived by a tranquil river. He was a humble villager, known for his gentle nature and unwavering faith. He decided to build a home, not of stone or brick, but of mud, the earth itself forming the walls of his dwelling. Within this mud home, he meticulously crafted a small mosque, a sanctuary of prayer and peace, also fashioned from the same humble earth. Omar had 7 sons, boisterous and energetic boys who filled his days with laughter and occasional mischief. When the mosque was completed, Omar gathered his sons around him. "My sons," he said, his voice filled with warmth, "consider this mud, the mud of our home, the mud of this mosque, the mud of paradise. Consider these rooms, the huts of heaven." The words hung in the air, sparking a curiosity that ignited in their young hearts. How could the simple mud of their home be the mud of paradise? The idea captivated them. "Father," the eldest son, Kareem, asked, "how do we obtain this mud of paradise?" Omar smiled, a twinkle in his eye. "Go, my sons," he instructed, "and seek the soil of Jannah. Bring it back to me." With eager determination, the 6 older brothers set off in different directions. They searched high and low, scouring the countryside, believing that somewhere, hidden away, lay the miraculous soil that their father spoke of. They journeyed through sun-drenched fields and climbed rocky hills, their hopes high, their hearts full of expectation. But as the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows across the land, they returned home, empty-handed and disheartened. Their quest had proved fruitless. Meanwhile, the youngest son, Yusuf, remained at home. He spent the day quietly tending to the small garden behind their house, helping his mother with her chores. He noticed the beauty in the way the sunlight filtered through the leaves of the trees, the scent of the earth. After a gentle rain, the warmth of his family gathered around their evening meal. As evening approached, his brothers returned, their faces etched with disappointment. Omar, seeing their weary expressions, turned to Yusuf, who sat calmly near the hearth. "My son," he asked gently, "where did you find the mud of paradise?" Yusuf looked up, his eyes reflecting the soft light of the setting sun. "Father," he replied, a quiet confidence in his tone, "I spent my day in the backyard, the courtyard, and the house. Wherever I stepped, I picked up the soil, smelled it, and this is the mud of paradise." Omar smiled, a knowing smile that held years of wisdom. He looked at all his sons, his heart overflowing with love. "My sons," he said, his voice soft but firm, "paradise is not a place to be found, but a feeling to be cultivated. It is here, in our home, in our love, in our peace, and in the blessings that surround us. The mud of paradise is the love we share, the blessings we receive, and the peace we find in our hearts."